Have you ever wondered if you can just look at a person and see their aura? Or have you ever even wondered about these celebrities and their auras and how evil they could be? What about the dark Disney theory? Well, today we're going to dive right into that, right? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Let's Talk Everything 414 podcast. I am the host, the founder, the CEO, Karnage Slaughter. And I have a video today, right? And I have the right people, the correct podcast to talk about the things that we're talking about, the dark Disney theory, secrets, the ARIANA Grande auras, all the above, gang. Shout out to the Maverick approach. Shout out to them, man. One of the greatest podcasts, on YouTube that I watch myself. It might not be great to you guys, but it is to me. So I need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And when you're done, go over there to their channel and also hit that like and subscribe button. And we're going to dive right into this video, gang, with no more hesitation.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Maverick Approach. Maverick here. And of course, I got Devon Crew.
The Brotherhood and Motherhood.
Yes, sir. And backed by popular demand.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. You guys seen her before. We talked about all type of psychic stuff and aura readings.
Vampire Slayer.
Vampire Slayer. We had it if you're back. So we got Lottie Lux in the building.
Thank you for having me back on.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm
Good?
happy to be here. I'm actually starting to really like Vegas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you move here?
I don't know about that. I mean, at this point, I feel like I can't be in one place.
Okay.
I need to just move every 6 months.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you move around
Yeah.
and have fresh energy in different places,
Yeah.
it's kind of like having the same job. It's the same rule to where you're supposed to change your job every 10 years.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think you should be able to move around kind of in the same way, not as, drastic, but maybe every now and again pop in here and there.
It's drastic for me. I moved to Asia and didn't turn back for 5 months.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was in Thailand for 4 months.
Yeah, you
Wow.
were.
Literally.
Yeah. And that was it seemed longer.
It seemed forever. I thought I was going for a year.
Yeah.
I was only supposed to go for a week.
How did that
ended
happen?
up staying for 4 months. Basically, he was supposed to speak at some conference, and he ended up bailing last minute. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go anyway. And I ended up going and ended up going hella viral out there, doing content with some artists out there, and it just blew up. So then I just started working with all of the artists out there. Just ended up with the president's son, doing content, all kind of stuff. It was great.
Gang, they got to be one of the most prominent moments ever. You feel me? To be able to go to Thailand, and you're supposed to just go for a week. You end up going there and you move there. And then not only that, you working with all sorts of artists, you working with all sorts of different people in Thailand, people who really love you and got love for you, man. That got to be one of the greatest things ever. One of the coolest experiences. I guarantee that was, fam. And I totally agree with what they saying. Being able to move around, being able to shift yourself around and get different energy. You feel me? Get fresh energy. Just going state to state. Getting out, visiting, seeing things you never seen. That open your mind to different things. You know what I'm saying? If you've been in the same area, same environment for over 7 years, then yes, it's time for you to get your ass up, take a trip. You feel me? Get out there and experience, man. The world is big. The world is vast, and it's only, up to you if you're going to get to meet that vastness or if you're going to get to experience that life, right? So why not? Why not? You only got this chance, to do so. Well, and many more. Don't let me scare you away, but.
So just one thing kind of led to another.
Yeah. And it was interesting because I think everything happens for a reason. Because I think if I would have went, it would have been different. That wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened.
That wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that's when the content really started to ramp up. And
yeah, because you started to blow up doing content around that time I was in Thailand. Well, a little bit before that.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of really starting to bubble.
I was like, dude, you got to get back.
And I was like,
He was
I was
like
like
Thailand
famous.
Drake.
I was like literally
Yeah.
famous in Asia, like all of Asia though. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
It was
Like
crazy.
people from other countries.
Have you ever been to Asia?
No, I'm dying to go. I'm dying to go to Japan, China, all those places.
Yeah.
Japan has some really spooky stuff going on there too.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You would get some very good readings there. I think
Yeah.
that because they have you heard of like they have like a forest out there where
Oh yeah, the
suicide stuff, yeah. So where they go out there and
yeah.
what's his name got in trouble for that going out there? I think it was Logan.
Was that in Japan?
That was in Japan.
That's like was that what the Mortal Kombat shit's based on? The trees with the mouth?
Oh shit.
Remember that?
Yeah. That could be.
You know how they you know what I'm talking about?
The talking trees
and the
and all
trees
that.
are like
They're
talking
moving.
and moving and shit.
That's true.
We gotta look into that.
Yeah. So you should definitely go.
Yeah, I really want to. I just I have to find like somebody to go with. And I don't think my mom is gonna want to go or anything.
Let's go.
Yeah, we'll do a family trip.
Yeah. I'm always down. It's changed though. It's changed a lot because the first time I went was over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just recently went maybe about a year or so ago. It's completely changed to where you're seeing things over there happen that you wouldn't have seen before. They had
With Tap Stitch, you can go
tranny night at a club.
Yeah, they did though.
It's very conservative there. That's very odd.
Yeah, Japan's like one of the most conservative countries, maybe almost ever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even technically it wasn't trannies.
No, it was cross dressers.
Yeah, it was like literally like men like full beards with wigs on.
Yeah.
And like it was
it was strange.
hundreds of them.
It was strange.
Like lined outside. We were like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah. I think if you go over there, you'll find a lot of like eerie stuff too, though.
You know, I was more attracted to going because they have so many spas. I'm like obsessed with going to those.
Oh yeah. So nothing on the
No, just like
paranormal side.
vacation. No.
Got you.
Not really.
It's a cool spot though. It is cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's places like Prague that I want to go to, like Dracula's castle that I'd love to go to. We were just talking about Malta.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of religious stuff there.
Yeah.
I really like to see like catacombs and stuff like that. You're just like, I've seen pictures of it and I could pick up energy, right? From pictures. Like, for instance, when what do they call it? The Cathedral of Notre Dame.
Mhm.
When that burned down, I'm not sure if they were allowed to do this, but they had a bunch of pictures of the cathedral. And I could see angels and demons in there.
Really?
Yeah. So around the time that happened or something. And I used to have the ability to see spirits and, you know, all different types of energies, etheric beings. And I would look at these photos that they leaked and I could see that there were angels and demons and they weren't fighting. They were just standing next to each other.
So are you able to do that with any kind of picture, like even like a digital picture, or it has to be a certain type of picture?
Any picture?
So any picture. So if I show you a picture, you can pick up the energy and kind of what's like going on beyond. Interesting you say that, only because, so I know you do aura readings and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Walter Kilner, he was a British physician, and in the early 20th century and late 19th century, he was experimenting with certain dyes, and he was in also photography and whatnot. So it's interesting you say that because he was using this dye called Dicelian, I believe it's called. And this Dicelian tar dye and pours houses, and he uses it to see people's auras.
Wow.
So I find it funny that connection to where with photography and whatnot.
Now, I never heard of this. That's a new one. You know, that's a new one. I told y'all these boys, when they do hit, they got a lot of knowledge. They got a lot of information that, you know, a lot of times we may have never heard. You know what I'm saying? And it be brand new to me. I know it's new to y'all, A lot of people that probably come to my channel and watch it, I guarantee you never seen or heard nothing like this. You understand what I'm saying? But I definitely appreciate it. Always, because a lot of this stuff is for deep rooted studies, right? This for you to be able to dive into your bag, your study bag, when you by yourself, when you chilling, you ain't got company, you ain't got all the niggas over your crib, all them, you know what I'm saying, females calling your phone, or if you're a chick, you ain't got all the males calling your phone, all your homegirls over the crib, and you can just sit back and you can dive into knowledge like this. You feel me? And what's even better is you got a group of like-minded people who's, you know what I'm saying, talking about this, and they talking about it with no offense. They talking about it with full openness. You know what I'm saying? They talking about it with you know, interest in letting each other know more information than, you know, they probably knew before. And I think that's the greatest thing. You feel me? I think that's the greatest thing. Shout out to them again for all the knowledge they is able to provide us with.
Out the white light spectrum.
So the cars do that? I heard Tesla does that. Like the,
the cars?
The cars.
In a way, to where if you drive by a graveyard, the cameras will pick up.
I feel like maybe 10 years ago I read something about it when I first started doing aura readings, but I've never, I think I read that there was like a study that said it was fake, but it gets even more simple than that. Everybody's iPhone can pick up your aura. It's okay. So the computer was actually made to be a paranormal portal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, how so? Break that down. So
okay. So the computer, it can contact the other side. Artificial intelligence is a portal that connects you with beings on the other side. This technology is not new. We didn't just create it. It's from Atlantis.
So it's rediscovered.
It's rediscovered. And when I do past life visions of myself in Atlantis, it looks very different. It doesn't look like a computer. It looks like a huge circle, like a portal, right? I think they have one in Tartaria, like when they make these visual images of what it could have looked like. Yeah. Right. In Atlantis, it was the same thing. There was this huge portal, kind of looked like the thing in Stranger Things, and they would look into it to get answers, right? Like scrying. So the computer, it's simplified. And we obviously did not have that technology back in Atlantis where you're like on a keyboard or whatever.
Right.
I'm sure that would seem very novice to them back then because they were way more advanced than us. But the computer is there, and the primary focus of it when they created it, from what I've heard and done research on, was to be a portal to speak with the...
Make CMMC compliance simple with Secure Frame Defense. Secure Frame Navigator breaks down
the paranormal.
No, that's my first time ever hearing that, gang. I have never heard that right there before. That's some spooky shit, right? I have never heard nobody describe it that way. They said the computer was made to, you know, contact the paranormal side. You know, like I said, there's a lot of people out here that do their studies, and they do different homework studies than we all do, right, around the world, right? Me, myself, I used to find myself doing music studies, right? I used to study a lot of music, but now, you know, I find myself studying things like this, studying my internal self, studying my feelings, and studying my subconscious. At the end of the day, when you understand the things that she's saying, when you're able to wrap your mind around things like this, you know, it's hard to go back. It's hard to go back to where you came from, because now we sort of get a glimpse of what's really taking place out here in front of us. If we bust out right away and say, hey, yo, the computer was actually made to contact the paranormal side, that it should have blown everybody's mind. You seen Maverick, he said, hold on, wait, dive into that, because I want to know a little more. You know, I do too, Maverick. I'm like, yo, hold up. Whoa, because at the end of the day, hold on, you hit the ball on that. Because at the end of the day, everybody didn't know that. Everybody ain't know that. That's why it's always good to be able to watch a like-minded podcaster, or see somebody who got a podcast and they have like-minded people on the podcast, able to talk about the things you love, you feel me, or the things you are into also, and able to give you more information, more knowledge on it.
So
Damn, that makes sense, because what we're dealing with now, like how you said, with AI and whatnot,
yeah,
it's not what it seems.
I've been saying it.
it's not. And
It's not.
the sad thing is that we have so many people that are truly psychic, right? And the energy, I think you talked to me about this a long time ago. The energy they're fueling AI off of is doing research on people like us that are very psychic.
Mm-hmm.
I know you said maybe a year ago that there's a conspiracy that ChatGPT is hooked up to people's brains, right?
Yeah, so that's a crazy rabbit hole, because we're starting to see now that they have these synthetic brains, these fake brains that they're hooking up to computers per se.
Soulless brains.
Right. And they're doing simulations to where they even hooked up a fly's brain to a simulation, and the fly was doing fly things in a simulation thinking that it was a real world.
Wait, the fly was hooked up to a brain?
They're trying
And
to do that to us too, just
Yeah.
letting you know. They're trying to put our consciousness in the computer right now.
For sure. Going to the movies.
There we go.
Here we go. Transcendence with Johnny Depp. That was a movie to where he was dying and he goes into a computer. He takes his consciousness and he uploads his consciousness and he like lives forever. And he can go to like different computers and different devices, and he's everywhere. Okay. So I had it happening for, and I've always said this, we've been saying this for a little while now, to where how spirituality and science and religion, they're all starting to overlap, because scientifically we can explain now what's happening, like with the Decillion die and all that stuff, to where we can see auras and whatnot. And Walter Kilner, he was talking about, he even wrote a book in 1911, The Human Atmosphere, talking about auras. And I know you talked about the etheric fields and whatnot. So he talks about the etheric double, the inner aura and the outer aura. But that's essentially what you're seeing though, right? Like you just see, auras that come out, in layers per se.
So everything I do, I work through the angels of light. And before I started working with the angels, I would see absolutely everything. Like I could look at a picture, see ghosts. I could see demons on people. Like I said, Notre Dame, I could see all of that physically in my mind. I now work with the angelic beings of light because it is so overwhelming to be able to see that much, to go into every room and physically see things. And it's also scary because the way these people passed away sometimes is how I see them. So
That's
see
deep, gang. Like I said, that's deep. To be able to see people how they passed away, you can see their auras, how they died, and you can see the physical form of how they passed away. And the only time we seen that is in a movie, gang. I seen a movie like that where the people died, and when you can see their spirit self, you see exactly how they died. Like you see the last time they was alive, it'd be a hole in their head, things like that. Now that's some spooky stuff. It's spooky. And the only reason I say that is because she's saying she physically can see this. Y'all heard what she said. She can physically see this, and she got to work with a certain group now because, to see all of this stuff, this overwhelming, you feel me? It drives you mad. You probably, what I'm saying? You probably get driven to an insanity, seeing these type of things, going through this type of, horrified, eventful time of your life, gang. But you can't deny the powers at hand that's been given to you. You know what I'm saying? All of us got a gift, and that's the thing. Everybody do got a gift. Some of y'all out there be scared to tap into your gift, and you got a gift. You know damn well you got a gift, and you scared. Come on. I feel like none of us should be scared of what God gave us or what our Creator gave us, or you know, whatever you want to call it, the universe, the Buddha, the Allah, whatever you want to call it, whatever our creator gave us, I don't think nobody should be scared to use it. I think we should be, you know, willing to wield it at all costs, willing to wield it and willing to master it. Learn to master yourself, your inner self and your outer self. You understand what I'm saying? Your inner self and outer self. Right now, everybody is going through a mental crisis, whether they mentally shifting to the high or the lows, whether they driving themselves crazy off of things they are going through in everyday life, and they, you know, swerving down. It's supposed to be easier, but it don't. Everything is a test. Everything is here to test you. Everything is here to push you to a point of uncomfortability or uncomfortableness. So, you know, it can shake you up out of being comfortable. You know, we've been too comfortable for too long. Right? So it's time to take everybody cages up. And I think that's what this type of conversation, this type of knowledge is doing for everybody. The UFO disclosures, I think that's shaking everybody cage up and it's giving everybody a rattle. You feel me? It's giving everybody a rattle to understand where everybody landline is, where everybody land at, where your equilibrium is. Have you been studying yourself? Have you been studying your true self? I think that's what it's doing. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, most definitely.
Breathing tubes. I will see people that drowned with like, it gets very disgusting.
Movie is that sound? No, that too.
What?
Sixth Sense.
Oh yeah.
Remember when the girl? Remember when he was in the car and he was like, they're like, what's going on? Like it was like an accident or something. They were in traffic, and then the dude that was on the bike like pulled up to the car and like looked at him like,
yeah, and he was all like,
I was waiting on somebody to hit that.
Yeah,
Sixth Sense.
But that was Beetlejuice too, though.
Yeah, that was Beetlejuice too.
Because in Beetlejuice, that's how they look when they're dead.
Yeah, how you died is how you looked.
So you saw that.
When I was younger, before I started working solely through like the filter of the angels, I would see everything, right? And like, I remember when I was in college, I would see my professor's aura, and it was a lot more complex than what I could see now, because I asked the angels to filter through everything I need to truly know that's important. Because we all have a lot of colors on our aura, right? Mm-hmm. We have 3 or 2 main colors that make up the majority of our auric field. So this is what usually is what's most activated in your chakra system. So like, for instance, you have a purple aura. You have like a darker purple aura, which isn't a bad thing. You're very headstrong, right? So this is your crown chakra. This is your intuition as well. You're also very intuitive. And then you also have a protective sphere around you. Now, black and red can kind of go together. This is your root chakra, this is security. But for you, I feel like there's just a lot of protection on you.
Yeah. Well, I think we touched on this last time because how certain things may not work out, but then later on it was a blessing. So it's like rejection is protection.
Yeah.
And I tell a lot of people that because certain things that happen in your life, it may not be going your way, even though there's no such thing. I think there is just something is and something isn't. It's not conditional or bias per se. It's just what it is. It's whatever frequency you're close to, whether high or low. But certain things may not happen in your favor because it's protecting you for something.
100%.
Yeah.
Going back real quick to what you said.
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. You know, and I got to piggyback off that. That's why I have to pause it. A lot of things, you know, a lot of times, I know y'all can witness, y'all can attest that something in your life you done begged for, you done waited for, prayed for probably, and you was really anticipating on it happening, but it just didn't fall through for you. You was even so sure that you lined it up so perfect, right? You made the plan so darn perfect, and it still didn't line up for you. It still didn't play out according to how you figured it to play out, right? But just think about this, like they just said. What if that happened? And what if the reason that happened is because it was protecting you? What if it was honestly protecting you from something and you never knew? What if, just what if, it was keeping you from losing your life and you never knew? You know, I think about those things, and, you know, I take my time and I sit back and I look at the times I beg for things to take place and happen, and beg for things to work in my favor, and it just did not, right? And sometimes I was just so upset. I was so angry. A lot of times I really couldn't stand it. I'm like, God damn, I hate that this never working out for me. I hate that I'm the only one that always get the bad end of the stick. You know, y'all know that little blame shit we always say. It always happened to me, the victim shit. At the end of the day, you know, a lot of those times I was never counting the blessing. The whole time the blessing was that the thing was never meant to happen for me. It was protecting me. It probably was protecting me from something, or maybe even myself. It probably was protecting me from myself from changing, you know? Like a lot of y'all beg to be rich. Maybe you didn't get rich yet because it's not time for you to be rich. Maybe, and just maybe, you will get rich when it's time, when you have matured. And I don't mean matured as in age or as in language. I mean matured as in giving, as in not being a gruesome asshole with the money, not being one of those people that tease the ones that got lesser than you because they have lesser than you. You know, maybe you just got to mature into your higher self, that self that won't tell nobody no, and you know you got it. If you know you got 100,000 and they only ask you for $2, you like, hell no, get the hell out of my face. Matter of fact, go get up and get your bum ass a job or something like that. You feel me? You need to get your ass kicked. You need to get your ass kicked, because at the end of the day, I believe within all my hearts, if that person, if the shoe was on the other foot and that person who's asking for the money, if they had it, I do truly believe they'd give it. I do, because I believe that they have matured through that state or that oasis of feeling like, fuck you, I ain't gonna give it to you. Because look at the situation they in. Look at the position they in. Look where they at. They asking you for $2. They out here sleeping on the street. I believe if they had another chance, they'll turn everything around. And sometimes those do be lessons, you know. Maybe just not for you, maybe for both of you guys, on both ends of the stick. You feel me? Think about that. You know, always think about that.
People that, how they were, how they passed on. Do you believe those people that passed on that way? Because I've heard people get stuck in between that that phase of transition. Do you believe those are the people that got stuck in transition, or what do you think?
It's complicated because there's levels of heaven, right? And it doesn't want, heaven's not open to everybody. And there's people that have done a lot of bad in this lifetime, and they need to learn lessons on Earth school before they cross over. And oh my God, sorry.
Your ears ringing?
Yeah.
So you know what that means, right?
What?
So when your ears are ringing, two things. Somebody is talking or thinking of you, or it's a frequency that actually comes from higher realms to where it's like communication. It's not what you think it is.
Well, I asked God to help bring the best messages forward. So it makes sense because we're explaining heaven and the layers of heaven,
right,
how to get into heaven, right?
Yeah.
So not everybody gets in right away. They have to learn things on the soul school. And for some people, they need a lot of prayers from those that they hurt and forgiveness from those souls in order for them to cross over. So yeah, some people do get stuck. Other people get stuck here on Earth, not because of anything they did, but because their guides or monitoring spirits that are benevolent could not catch their soul, bring them to heaven. So they get kind of stuck in this abyss. Some people are afraid to cross over because of the unknown. And there's multiple reasons why people get stuck. It doesn't necessarily have to do with their character, but sometimes it does.
So do you think a lot of what's happening with celebrities right now, because I know you do a lot of readings on celebrities, are these like karmic beings to where they're kind of recycling? Because if you look at a lot of celebrities, right, they look like a lot of people in the past. Like I've seen Ellen look like old historic people.
Taylor Swift
and Jay-Z, and they look, I mean, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt. We've seen these people before, and they look just like these people were in like the 16 and 1700s. So, and then it could be a bloodline thing as well, to where they,
Now I seen that Taylor Swift picture, gang, and it was it was a while ago. It was before Taylor Swift even came out. It was another artist or actor or artist, celebrity, whoever the hell, and she looked just like Taylor Swift. You feel me? She had a commercial, like 1980s or something commercial. You know what I'm saying? It was wild. Now, speaking on that topic, I think a lot of people lean towards the lane of they cloning these celebrities. You understand what I'm saying? Which is crazy. It's not crazy that they lean towards that lane. The people like what the Maverick approaching I'm talking about, that's not crazy. It's crazy that these big label owners and Hollywood record business owners and shit like that, it's crazy that they'll take their time and try to clone these artists. Some of these artists do be truly talented, like Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, like Jim Carrey said it himself, sometimes they can't recreate these acts. They can't recreate the talent that they are receiving from this pawn of theirs. Because at that point in time, if you're a celebrity, you got to be a pawn of theirs. You making them money. Yeah, you filling your pockets up indeed. You feel me? Give yourself a round of applause. You filling your pockets up indeed, but at the end of the day, my nigga, you still is a pawn. And if you choose to walk out at any moment, you feel you're done, and they're not done, their pocket's not done, getting filled up, getting chunky, then yes, you got to go. They might do clone you. They might do make everything you work for and everything you have, you feel me, be stripped away from you, out the grips of your palms. And at the end of the day, it will be a scary sight. We've seen it happen to artists, okay? Celebrities, okay? Movie actors, Example, the guy that played in The Mummy, the main character, the guy that was acting like he was the Indiana Jones. They did him the same way. Once he came out with an accusation against the director or the film studio owner that he tried to sexually harass him, man, they made sure he didn't get another job. They made sure he didn't get on TV. I think the next time somebody seen that guy working, he was working at a goddamn grocery store, which is like foul. He was George of the Jungle. He was one of the top paid celebrities at the time, just like Mel Gibson and every other person who ever came out and spoke up or spoke out about these people, that's in high ranking areas, that's controlling the businesses, that's controlling the media, that's controlling the music. And once you get to speaking out about these people, you better believe that they are at your head. You feel me? They want to see you not making it. They don't want to see you grind again. They're going to make sure they blackmail you so cold that you'll never see another dollar coming in a check form ever in life. That's the scary part. That's the scary part about being a celebrity. You see so many of us, we try to make it big. We try to make it famous. We want to put our lives out there. And yeah, don't get it twisted. You're supposed to be out there. Your face supposed to be out there. Your voice supposed to be getting heard right now. Don't ever think you're not. Don't ever think you ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying? You got that star power all over you. It's written all over your face. But at the end of the day, gang, you got to be willing to discern. You got to be willing to discern and make sure you're paying close attention to the papers you sign, to the people that's around you, to the people that's plotting on you, to the ones that's watching you in the back, the ones that's fake cheering you on in your face, gang. You got to make sure you're paying attention to all the motherfuckers. In that industry, they are there to eat you. You are lunch. If you don't know much, you are lunch. You feel me? If you don't know a thing about the industry that you're stepping in, you are food. You are they food. You thrown in the ocean, gang, and they are sharks. You feel me? And they biting. They biting. So,
incarnate, or they just
That happens to us normal people. We reincarnate usually into the same bloodline.
Yeah. So is that like a soul contract? Do we have like any decision over that?
We don't always have a decision where we reincarnate. Sometimes we get trapped into Earth. Earth is a lower vibrational celestial level, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 3D level is a lower vibrational celestial level. And some people, celebrities that I've seen that are very, very famous, they I don't want to say they're vampires, but they are practicing they're practicing one form of immortality. They're not all vampires to the point where, you know, they can take energy from somebody and use it for their own astral power. There's many ways that occultists, which a lot of celebrities are,
For sure.
can become immortal. But the obsession with immortality is so that they don't have to be sanctified of their sins, because being sanctified of your sins means you have to go through the fire pit. And that could take a long, long time, and it is very brutal. So think about all the people that have done so much harm to other people. And even celebrities that are pushing if they are pushing somebody or manipulating people out of their free will, that is a lot of negative karma. So in order for them to not have to go through the fire pit, sanctification, they will become immortal.
So they just move on to get away and kind of prolong.
They will soul swap.
Do they fake their deaths? Do you think that they fake their deaths, like these
Some of them.
celebrities that, you know, like, because there's a lot of like weird ways that these celebs kind of,
Yeah, they go in certain ways, and it's very ritualistic.
yeah, it just seems like it's like right before they pass, it's like some
weird connections.
weird ritual.
Well, okay, so you were just talking about this. We were just off camera. We were talking about Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
What do you think that was? Because, okay, so you know about the connection.
That was a textbook vampire ritual.
Okay.
From Eastern Europe.
Here we go.
Okay.
So, hold on. There was a weird...
Whoa. I'm telling y'all. What did she just say? Did y'all just hear what she said? I know I heard what she said, gang. I'm listening and I got to make sure I pay attention. And that's why they tell you to listen in detail. I heard what she said. She said that was a straight textbook vampire ritual. You understand what I'm saying? From Eastern Europe. There got to be some scary shit, man. Somebody know about this. That means she did her studies and research on this. Do your homework. You better do your homework, my nigga, because a lot of this shit y'all be thinking fake ain't fake. All the shit you be seeing in the movies, my nigga, is real as shit. They done showed y'all, told y'all. They trying to fold y'all. They trying to clone y'all. Y'all better get it together, gang. They trying to clone us all. And then look, every time we drop videos like this, anybody on YouTube, y'all notice they're trying to stop it. They're trying to make you get no play. You feel me? Put it in the back burner. No. Y'all make sure y'all share this video and like this video. You feel me? Okay. We're getting out there. You hear me? We gotta understand what's going on. And they talking about disclosures. Where is the disclosures at, man? Where they at?
Events that happened. So you had Ozzy Osbourne, you had Malcolm Jamal Warner, and you had Hulk Hogan. So death comes in threes, right? So they died back to back to back. And they all had a number tied to them. The number 201.
There it is again.
Yep.
Event 201?
Event 201.
Okay.
So Event 201, if people don't know, Event 201 was a simulation of COVID, which was funded by Bill Gates. Okay. They also have something called Detachment 201, which the government uses for tech executives to be inside of our military now. They have a ranking. So the tech is running our military. That's Detachment 201, Event 201. And then now this whole thing with Ozzy Osbourne.
Hold on, gang. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second, because this is getting wild, right? Give me a second. Give me 1 second. So to understand, you know, the level of what the shit they talking about, and I hope a lot of y'all out there understanding this, because if you don't get it, please comment in the comment section. I don't know if y'all out there, you know, just vibing along, and you know damn well you don't get it. But it's deep, man, because you know she said that's a ritual, you know, a vampire ritual. I don't know much about rituals. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but I've been doing my research and my homework on them. checking them out. I know about the candle magic. I know about all that good stuff. At the end of the day, you know, I want to know more about this, you know, and it seemed like they know a lot about it. Let's keep going. Keep going while we at it.
(201).
Yeah, so break that down. What is that? How are they connected to that?
So real quick, Malcolm Jamal Warner, he was from Jersey. The area code of Jersey, 201.
Right.
Okay. Also, they had, I believe it was the Cosby Show he was on. I believe they did 201 episodes. With Ozzy Osbourne, it was something to the effect of, I forgot the other numbers to where it was all connected. It was Hulk Hogan, he did something with 201. It's something to where with the birthdays and other stuff they've done.
Yeah.
The numerology was.
It was to all 201 though.
All three of them.
All three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, but what do you see with Ozzy Osbourne though? Like, what was that?
Be selfish for 1 year. I'm sure you spent most of your life taking care of being selfless.
So he's still here.
He's still here. So with Ozzy Osbourne, back in Eastern Europe, there in Serbia in particular, there were these rituals, vampire rituals, right? Where you would have people that were of high regard, and Ozzy Osbourne is of high regard, right? Kind of what you would say is royalty, or like what would be equivalent to royalty back in those days. So they would have people they would give offerings, right? Sacrifices, offerings to these vampires to keep their etheric energy alive so that they wouldn't have to go feeding on anybody else, right? You look at Sharon and who's the other one? His daughter?
Kelly?
Yeah. Okay, so real quick. So I had to look this up.
Okay.
Sorry. So yeah, Malcolm Jamal Warner, area code 201 episodes. Ozzy Osbourne, age 76. It's 201 in Gematria.
Oh, shit.
You have all their ages that you add up. So 54, 76, and 71 equals to 201.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's always these weird, like, rituals.
Right.
This is how the world works, you know? And people think like you're a witch, like,
Bro, now you can't tell me none of that added up. Y'all heard what they just added up and broke down for us, man. That shit, what? Look, if they working by numbers like that, 201. Now they added those 3 celebrity ages up and it added up to 201. Everybody has something to do with that 201 number. You know, and some people tell you a conspiracy theory. You know, a lot of motherfuckers be telling me, man, you conspiracy theory. You be saying, no, that shit ain't no conspiracy, my boy. That shit deep. It's real. You know, just because you ain't understanding it don't mean I don't understand it. I get it. I really get it, you know, and it's okay if you don't understand. Even so more, I think a lot of people do not be trying to understand it. I think they try to dodge it and, you know what I'm saying, pray that it missed them. But at the end of the day, man, a lot of this knowledge is coming out everywhere. It's leaking all over the world, gang, all over the globe. You got different countries and different people popping up and talking about this shit. You feel me? You got different podcasters talking about it. You seeing it on the news. You seeing UFOs. They showing aliens and all types of shit. The question is you gonna still run from it? Me personally, my nigga, I'm facing everything. I gotta face it with the full frontal face because at the end of the day, that's what the fuck we here for. That's why he put us in his flesh. That's why he gave us the powers to be. And if you don't believe in your powers to be, then you need to sit your scary ass down and go to church somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you need. I promise you.
everyone in Hollywood is connected to something way bigger than just them.
For sure.
They're all connected to this, right? They're not all vampires. They're not all immortals. They're not all soul swappers or parasites, but they're all connected to something bigger. And it's rigged. Like life is rigged for people that understand the numerology. They understand the rituals. And that doesn't always have to be negative. Like, even if, I mean, I'm a Catholic, but in Catholicism, there's a lot of rituals to worship Jesus, right?
Mhm.
It's not all negative, but this is how the world works. This is the secret.
Yeah, everything's a ritual.
Yeah, this is the secret to how it all works. And I've been trying to wake people up about this. Like, if you are not doing some type of energetic manipulation, like some type of ritual, doesn't have to be crazy. Like, you know, I do ceremonial magic, but it doesn't have to be like that. To put life and your destiny in your favor, somebody is going to take your destiny from you.
Mm.
It's not all uninfluenced. It's influenced in some way, whether it be by you or somebody else. So there's a gun on the table. And I think the gun is a lot better off in your hands than somebody else's, especially celebrities or the governments.
Right. For sure. Exactly. So it's about intention.
And that's the realest thing that I ever heard somebody get on the podcast and say. I gotta give her a goddamn round of applause, you know? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna influence your destiny one way or another if you let them, or if you bow down to it. If you don't know how to influence your own destiny, and one thing I had, learned, and I had to learn fast, is how to influence my own destiny and my fate. Not by letting my friends, not my family, and not the people that I'm watching on TV or the TV shows influence my destiny or where I go in life. You understand? They are energy draining. The job that you work at right now is energy draining. The people you deal with right now is energy draining. And sometimes you don't even see this. But sometimes you got to wake up and smell the coffee. Like she said, she's been trying to get people to wake up and understand this. Me too. I have. Speaking of job, I got to hold my job and call me. At the end of the day, I feel like all of this stuff is something to look into. And if you guys don't look into it, that's why they tell you to protect your energy at all costs. Okay. And you be like, why? Because you got people that energy drain, you got people that steal your energy, you got people that's, hunting like a shark through waters, trying to make sure that you do not survive with the energy that you got, or make sure that the energy you got do not reach the masses out there or reach the population. You feel me? Because if it do, you probably can give everybody a potency boost. You understand? And trust me, that's not what they want. It's not what they want. That's not what nobody wants. And I know sometimes a lot of y'all probably feel like you're alone out there, on this battle that you want, whatever battle it is that you out there battling. I know you feel like you're alone, right? Trust me, you're not. Trust me. It's a lot of us out there. We dealing with the same thing. We deal with the same battles, and we are learning to use that magic within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We are learning to use that magic within ourselves, and that's only if you believe. A lot of y'all don't believe, though. That's the point. That's the problem. You got to start believing. Put your mind where your mouth is. Shut the fuck up. And let your inner self do the talking, right? Let your inner self do the thinking and talking. Just shut the fuck up. And you just go on autopilot and let your inner self do the work. You understand? Because you get a lot farther. You'll get a lot ahead. You have better friends. You have better people around you. Like-minded people that want to see you succeed. That want to watch you go to the next level in life. That just don't want to come energy drain you and take things away from you. Don't want to talk about you behind your back, but they want to motivate you. They want to talk great behind your back. They want to push you behind your back. They want to be telling everybody about your work that you do behind that. That's the lifestyle you want. So that's what you gotta fucking shape and shift into your life. You gotta stop letting people control that for you and control it yourself. Don't go. That's what they're breaking down to us. That's what they're telling us.
Who is using that per se gun? Yeah.
For some people, it could be as simple as saying affirmations, manifesting. The other things like I do magic, angelic beings, and at the end, we're nothing. Anything been real.
Well, see,
they're actively. I mean, the U.S. is built on that. It's literally,
like she said it. Look, if you're not doing anything, you sitting around not doing nothing. You're not putting your energy out into the world and not negatively. If you're not doing nothing, you're letting it happen to you. You're letting the government control you by what goes on around you. And that's why y'all see me every day. I don't give a fuck how many views I get or how many I don't. I get up every day and I make sure I podcast and I make sure I drop a message, a note automatically out there every day. Because one day this voice will reach millions. if it haven't already. One day this voice will reach millions. And if I look back on my YouTube, I'm already at 500,000 views. So, you know, somewhere down the line, I already reached 500,000 close to. So, and it will reach 1 million more people, you know, just because the people ain't listening now don't mean they won't be listening a year from now. You understand what I'm saying? When they searching YouTube and they searching social media, trying to find something to grasp to give them belief. That's what my videos are for, is to give you belief throughout your life, gang, from today on, you know, unto the future, like 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Because at the end of the day, when it's time for that belief to come and when it's time for that morale to kick in and ain't nobody around you to give it, where you gonna find it at? You know, you're gonna find it in the same spots I found it at. Nowhere. In myself. And that's what I have to do. I have to dig deep in myself and believe, and not just only believe, keep believing. You know, even when it look bad, even on the rainiest days, keep believing, keep going. You feel me? And that's the world we living in right now, because if you don't, they're gonna do it for you. If you don't, they're gonna make you believe you can't. If you don't, they're gonna make you believe you don't know how. You feel me? So you always gotta believe, gang, and you gotta strive for it, right? Let's keep going though.
It's all Freemasons.
Yeah, Freemasons, and it's built on sacred geometry, because that's why they have the compass in there.
Disney is too. Oh my God. You know about Disney? They built everything on sacred geometry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything.
So
the cruise ships, everything.
Yeah, so they're so Walt Disney, there's pictures of him in a Masonic lodge.
Yeah.
All over the place. So that's all. I mean, they have Club 33.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I don't know how much more obvious it can be, you know, but
symbolism is all through their cartoons.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This is why they have all those, like, you know, those PDF file logos through all their cartoons with the swirls. It's everywhere. How is it that if you look at Little Mermaid and The Lion King, so in The Lion King, you remember that one scene where he lays down and the bed of flowers, the rose petals goes up in the air and says SEX.
Yeah.
That's in The Lion King.
Literally.
Oh
you could if you could freeze frame it and then it spells out SEX.
Am I crazy, or maybe you guys felt this way too, but were you depressed from watching every single Disney movie, even Lilo and Stitch? Like, was there something just so low frequency about watching those movies that it like...
I know my daughter watches and what's it called? Enchanto? Enchanto. And I just Encanto. And I get it because it's not a sad, it's weird. I understand what you mean though.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah, but it is a low, like, kind of frequency when you're watching
feel
that.
It, right?
So yeah, I don't know what it is.
Like, I tried to watch, my boyfriend tried to get me to watch Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
My grandmother, like, she probably thought it was weird and didn't let me watch it. And I tried to watch it with him, and like, I went in the other room and like, he was still watching it, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like, I have to turn this shit off.
I can give you the reason why.
Why?
Well, kids. Kids are youth. They're more empathetic when it comes to, oh no, look, there's a pretty kitty cat. Kitty cat falls. Oh no, the cat. That makes the kid actually care about the kitty cat.
Yeah, whatever.
And now I want to, can I have that kitty cat? Now I want to buy it.
Yeah.
It's just to attach you.
Oh, okay. That's
it's just to emotionally attach you, so you actually want to own it. You want to protect it. You need it. Now, mommy, please buy me that. Buy me that.
Yeah.
Well, they're using it in a way.
You can tell you got kids.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But you can tell they use it in a nefarious way to do that for a capitalistic type of way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go buy the toy. Oh,
I mean, we got to think about Monster Inc. You know, Monster Inc. was a wild movie. I always wanted to know why in the hell in the movie Monster Inc. they had all the kids, you know, frightened. the job of the people that the workers that was in the movie Monster Inc., the little monsters, their job was to go in, you know, the rooms of the children at nighttime while they was trying to sleep and scare them. And when they scream, you know, they open this goddamn tank and they collect the energy from the screams. Basically, the scream going to the tank, and then they close it when the tank get full, and they take it back to the thing, grab another one, do it again. And what was funny is, at the job, they had this room that was able to create these doors to the kids' room. It was like a magic portal, right? And it was doors to their closets, to be exact. The kids who had them, and when they show you that, somebody, you know, I think they got a podcast. They was talking about that on the Maverick approach, and it was wild because it made so much sense. And I was like, yo, usually they show you the truth in these movies, and as y'all know, y'all heard the Maverick approach. Both of the brothers said it. You know, I've been feeling that way for years, but what if they really been doing that to us for years? They got these magical portals, and I don't mean like, you know what I'm saying, a physical sense where you can see the portal, but they got these ways that set off events, which in a metaphysical sense will be portals, will be magical doors, right? And the events they set off, it get a certain frequency out of every human being around planet Earth. I mean, fear, basically. And if you look around you, you see a lot of shooting, killing, you see a lot of school killings, you see a lot of class killings, children killing children, you see a lot of natural disasters. Not even natural no more, because now we know they got the machines that create earthquakes, that create volcanoes, they got the weather machine. So, you know, we really don't even know what's natural and what's organic or what's artificial anymore. So on that basis, I can say that they created that too. And they're trying to put fear in us. That's the energy they're collecting. You know, think about it. They ain't collecting happy energy. You know, every time it's a happy scene or a happy event, you know, something negative, actually 5 things negative happen behind that happy event or the happy moment. Every time a holiday come, you feel me? Think about this. Every time a holiday come, we have at least 3 bad things that take place after that holiday or before that holiday. And you know what it is to do? Is to keep everybody in this negative frequented mind state. It's to keep everybody in this sad ass state of mind. Look, when this holiday, pay attention. Just pay attention, you know, right before the holiday, after the holiday, or during the holiday. Watch how many negative bad things happen and take place, and watch how you see how it plays with your emotions, how it play with your energy. If you should be happy here or if you should be sad here. Watch, gang. Just pay attention. I ain't lying to you. I've been focused on that for a while now, and I'm like, wait, hold up. Ain't nobody else seeing this, but I'm glad, like I said, I found this podcast because these are like-minded people like myself, and they think outside the box. You know, they don't think just inside the box when you ask somebody, hey, yo, you ever check this? Motherfucker, you better start paying attention around you because a lot of shit happens. Well, the shit getting wild, man.
Person died in the thing, or we feel bad for this, or go buy this, and
that's exactly
what that entails. Then it's Walt Disney put the Grim Tales in his movie.
Tales.
Grim Tales.
Grim, what is that?
That's Snow.
Oh, okay.
The evil witch who eats babies.
I got you.
Okay.
Oh. And literally, they used it to build. Everybody is going to identify with somebody, like in Snow White, for instance. Some people identify with the Wicked Witch, or you know, the ugly chick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, isn't it a witch? Yeah, it's a witch.
Yeah, it's a witch, right? Right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Like with the apple, like
yeah.
People are going to identify with Snow White, and yo, because I'm pretty, I'm going to my it's not a prom, but I'm one or the other, just so they could sell you shit, man.
Yeah, they have. They have roles.
They just want to sell you shit. That's me.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
but they use it, in a capitalistic way to where you latch on to certain characters and they want you to buy things. And they use, like, they have a very highly constructed, very intentional, diabolical system where they use esoteric magic.
I understand what he's saying, but she said something, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I seen a little bit of this podcast earlier. She mentioned something about roller coasters and how they was geometrically built to steal energy. And think about it. What do you give when you're on a roller coaster? You give out fear screams. That's it, because your heart dropped, your fucking heart going into your ass, your fucking soul is lifting into your fucking left eyeball. All this shit is happening at once while you're going up and down these fucking hills. And if they are, calculated at a geometric angle, and what if, let's just say, what if the things that they do got around this roller coaster collect sounds? Like the movie Monster Inc. Think about it. And it collects sounds and it capture these sounds, and which we all know sound carries energy. You understand what I'm saying? So if you look at acoustic levitation, you can levitate a rock using sound. Sound carries energy, right? A rock has energy. It's solid, just like us, right? So it has a lot of energy within it. Man, all this shit make too much sense to me. I mean, they're not far-fetched. They work with some of the smartest scientists around the world, smartest engineers, smartest architects, smartest MIT, smartest ITs. You understand what I'm saying? They got billions and billions of dollars. You feel me? What would be the odds? I mean, what would be the odds for real?
Sure, and they have esoteric symbolism. They use magic and they use all types of stuff and Freemasonry symbolism, all that stuff for sure.
This country, possibly even this entire world, is around that. This whole world is not as normal as you think it is. We don't know what's going on in Antarctica.
I can tell you America is.
Sure. I always go back to, why are we speaking Latin?
Stop lighting $20 a month on fire for generic AI chatbots. Get powerful AI built in and 100% free. Switch to Ace browser.
That was a good question he just asked. He burnt that one right there, gang. I was going to say the same thing. We are speaking modern day Latin. They told us the Latin language was dead. We ain't speaking nothing but modern day Latin, gang. Come on now. That's the only one y'all that know, man. We speaking modern day Latin. That's it. And that's all. And everything that we thought we knew, we don't know. And that's the scary part. So let's let them keep going, because I see this thing is spinning right there, right? I stopped it too fast, right? Let's go.
Because
why are we speaking an ancient language that's on the back of our dollar? Why are we, AM and PM, what does that stand for?
It's some weird, I forgot what it was.
Nobody knows what AM and PM, like 11 a.m., 3 p.m.
Not the gas station either.
No, it's not. Well, anti-meridium and it's not meridium, meridium. Sorry, anti-meridium, post-meridium.
Sounds like a spell to me.
it's all spells.
It's all spells.
It's all
Actual
spells.
facts.
So nobody knows.
On some Harry Potter shit.
But we all, it is.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Ancient meridium, meridium, whatever the hell.
E pluribus uno.
But everybody says it every single day.
Yeah.
That is a spell.
That's
You
a
know,
spell.
Harry Potter got so big, and so did the Vampire Diaries, and people in the witch community have complained because they put real spells in those.
Yo,
Yeah.
No
Really?
shit. They put real spells in it?
Oh no, I used to
Yes.
watch Vampire Diaries, and I've had an actual witch tell me the cute black chick that was, the witch.
Yeah.
Cute black witch? The hell?
She's bad. But my point is, like, they were, and then there was the other blonde one too, but they were saying real shit.
Wait,
Yes.
so what spells do you know that was in like Harry Potter and Vampire
Oh, I
Diaries?
couldn't tell you. I just saw that the witch community was talking about. These are real spells. Like
Really?
you are not only, you're putting everybody who watches this into a trance.
Facts.
Siphoning energy through the television.
Who's writing this shit?
Witches.
You know who's
Witches.
writing this
That was a
shit.
rhetorical question.
Yeah,
Come on, guys. Come on.
But okay, so hold on. So do you think that is a part of Loosh? Have you heard of Loosh?
Yes,
Loosh energy.
of course.
Okay, I heard you guys
They're not
talking about
doing this for free. They want our energy. Money is energy.
Right.
They can get energy out of us. That's currency.
Right.
That's power. People that are doing the vampire rituals, they are siphoning energy.
Energy.
Yeah.
So Loosh, if you guys, nobody knows what Loosh, you know what Loosh is?
No, I never heard of it.
So Loosh is energy harvesting. So it's the energy. It's called Loosh, right? And Robert Monroe from the Monroe, he built this institute called the Monroe Institute, right? And he used to be a radio executive, which I find very interesting. I'm going to tie all in, right?
Okay.
So he's a radio executive
I see this.
that has this institute to where he starts playing with frequencies because, radio frequencies. So he starts,
Computer.
yeah. So he starts playing with frequencies, right? So he comes up with hemisync. So hemisync is where you play these binaural beats to where you take your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere and you pair it to have outer body experiences. Okay. So the Monroe Institute deep dives into that, psychic soldiers and everything else. Then the gateway process takes this method from the Monroe Institute and Robert Monroe, and they use it for the gateway process to, then they said from this study.
Look, man, look. I done gave y'all an hour and 6 minutes of this juicy content, gang, and I'm sorry, I can't even feed y'all no more because honestly, I probably wasn't even supposed to give y'all all of that, right? I probably wouldn't. It's all right. I know sometimes I overdo it, but it's all right. Everybody out there really that joined, to watch this video, I really appreciate your time because you could have been anywhere else and you choose to bring your ass here. And that's why I let the hell out of you. But I need you to do one thing. I need you to really share this video, right? Share this video. It's got to get out, This is a lot of knowledge, right? So share it on all your social media platforms. I'm going to share it on mine also. Make sure that you go back and listen to the video yourself. Don't just, click on it and then let it go off all that extra ass shit. Watch it. Really is deep. It's a deep dive. It is another whole hour and maybe 40 something minutes. I only gave you guys 34 minutes, but within that 34 minutes and within this hour, it feel like so much knowledge that you just learned. And you did. It's some things you didn't even know. It's some things you didn't even know. And the rest of those things that's in this video, maybe you can take a dive yourself and learn, for yourself. Anyway, I love y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all take care, stay safe, stay out the way. And if you want to see another cool video, click on this video right on the screen. I am out.